The SNP is moving forward with plans to force a second Scottish independence referendum. But Britons have lashed out at the Scottish First Minister Nicola Sturgeon. Despite the Scottish public voting to remain part of the UK back in 2014, Ms Sturgeon has continued to call for a second vote on independence following increased support during the coronavirus pandemic. A second vote would be enacted if the SNP won a majority in May's Holyrood election, according to Scotland's Constitution Secretary Michael Russell. But his comments have sparked anger among Express readers, with many arguing for a referendum to happen. Westminster would have to pay for it. One said, "I think they may have forgotten that for this to actually happen, Westminster needs to pay for it. These people don't have the sense they were born with and certainly don't think things through." Another said the SNP is fighting a losing battle, and are full of talk. They said, "All the power is with Boris and the UK government. The SNP is fighting a losing battle and full of talk." A third reader said, "The deluded SNP followers think they may gain their independence when in actual fact no one is offering independence. All the SNP is offering is a change of union." The SNP are not nationalists, they are federalists. Another pointed out Ms Sturgeon is focusing her priorities on a referendum rather than the coronavirus pandemic. They said, "People dying of COVID and she's still banging on about independence. Something wrong with her priorities and morals." Someone else said, "All the UK government has to do is to announce to the banking world that it will not cover any Scottish government debt after any illegal referendum, whilst also withholding any Barnett formula payments." Another person said Scotland would be a great country without Ms Sturgeon as the First Minister. They said, "Boris stopped this woman trying to destroy the United Kingdom. Scotland great country and without Sturgeon could be a lot better." Mr Russell claimed the UK government could take legal action to dispute the legal basis of the referendum and seek to block the will of the Scottish people in the courts. But he argued Boris Johnson does not have the right to decide Scotland's future. He said, "People in Scotland have the right to decide their future, not Boris Johnson. The pandemic is the overriding priority at present, but when that subsides, the people of Scotland must have the right to decide how best to rebuild our country. That right to choose will be central to our election campaign message. For independence is essential to give people in Scotland the opportunity to build the fairer, more prosperous country we all want to see."